Okay, so in this lesson we're going to go over creating a HUD and also having it interact with a health pickup in our level. Now we don't have any enemies, so for depleting our health we're just going to have a simple key press instead. To start off, we're going to create our HUD, and that is easy enough. All you have to do is right click in your content browser, go to user interface, and we're going to use the widget blueprint. I'm going to call mine HUD, and I'll double click that just to open it. So in here, this blue area depicts the resolution of our screen. We can change this in the top right hand corner to whatever resolution depending on the platform that we're using. The first thing I want to do though is in the common area you'll see that there's a progress bar. So I'm just going to drag and drop that in to my HUD, and I'm going to leave it in the top left hand corner. You can expand this by just grabbing any of these wee nubs and dragging it across. In the right hand color we've got a fill color and opacity color, so we can change that. But the main thing that we want to look at is our percentage bar. Okay, so our percentage bar goes from 0 to 1, and if it's at 1 it's full, and if it's at 0 it's empty. Okay, we're going to leave this for now. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to open up our character blueprint. So if I go to blueprints and then open up my character, you might notice as well I'm not going to close my HUD, or I'm not going to close my character blueprint throughout this. I will be working between these two, and finally my pickup blueprint as well. So it's quite handy to have these tabs, okay, always available. So the first thing that we want to do, I'm just going to compile and save my HUD, is we want to be able to display our HUD, because at the minute if I right click and press play from here, you'll notice that I don't have any HUD in the top left hand corner. So in my character graph, you'll notice that at the bottom I've got an event begin play. If you don't have one of these, you can just right click and type in begin, and you'll find event begin play. Okay, now because my event begin play is playing an animation at the start, and I want that to do another action such as display my HUD, I'm going to have to drag this out and type in sequence, and you can see it's created like this branch or flow sequence for myself. So it's going to do one thing and then another, and I can add in pins for that. Now if you don't have this event begin play to start off with, you really don't need this sequence because it doesn't need to do more than one action. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tie this off again, and I'm going to type in widget, and it's going to create a widget. Class is going to be my HUD, it'll be HUD underscore C, and my own player, if I just type in player, it'll be get player controller. Next thing I want to do is drag out this return value, and I'll type in viewport, and you'll see that I've got add the viewport. Now this is context sensitive, so if this doesn't come up, make sure that you're pulling out this return value, but also that you've got this context sensitive here on, otherwise you might not see this add the viewport. So if I compile and save that now, and play from here, you'll see that my HUD or my health bar is now in the top left hand corner. It's not going to do anything yet because we haven't set up the scripting for that. So the next thing that we want to do is we want to add in 2 new variables to my new character, or to my character. So I'm going to add a variable in, and I'll call this max health, and I'm going to make sure it's a float, because a float can have numbers with decimals in it, such as our percentage bar in our HUD. And then I'm going to also make another variable called current health. I'm going to click on these icons just beside it, and when they're activated, it means that these are public, which also means that other blueprints can now use these, which is going to be handy for our HUD and eventually our pickup. What I want to do for both of these though, I'm going to set them, to drag them out and click set, and I'm going to set each of them to 100. So at the start of the level, when we begin, both of these variables are going to be set at 100. Now the next thing that I want to do is I want to add 2 new functions. Okay, so I'm going to add a function. I'm going to call this health underscore deplete, and another one health underscore regen. So these functions, the great thing about these, they're kind of off from the event graph here at the top. So I've got my health deplete and health regen, and these functions can be called by other blueprints as well, which is quite handy. I'm going to go into my health deplete, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag this off. Well, actually, you know what? I'm going to get my current health, drag that off, and I'm going to go set. So all this health deplete is going to do is set my current health. Now, what are we going to set it to? Well, if I get my current health and I type in float just off that, so float minus float, I'll minus that by 5. Now I'm not going to put minus 5 in here, I'm just going to put 5 because the float expression will do the rest. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set my health, okay, but my current health is going to be minus 5. So I'm going to set my current health to whatever it was, but minus 5 off that. So then if I reuse this, it's going to still get what my current health was. So for instance, if I started with 100 and I pressed a key such as H, it will go down to 95. So then the next time we come around to this, my current health here will be at 95. And then if we take 5 off that, it'll be 90. So then we've set our current health to 90. If I go to my health regen, I can do the opposite of that. So I get my current health, set it, and I get it here, type in float. So instead of minus, I'll have a plus. So I'll just plus 5 it and plug that in. So again, same thing. My health regen is going to be called. It's going to look for my current health. It could be 50, and then it's going to add 5 to it, and then it's going to set my current health to 55. And then I can compile both of those. So we can test that out by right clicking here, and I'll put in H. So this is going to be my action key to deplete some health. And when this is pressed, I'm going to call on, and you can see that health deplete. So whenever I press H, it's going to deplete some health. So if I compile and save that, and right click and play from here, you see when I press H, that's right, it's not actually tied to my HUD. I haven't done that aspect yet, but it should work. In actual fact, what we could do is we can come off from this, print string, and what I can print off is our current health, just to test it. So if I get that and plug it into string, it'll convert it, compile, save. And if I right click from here, play, if I press H, you can see that we have these numbers in the top left hand corner showing how much health that I have. So it is depleting, it is working. Just not connected to our HUD just yet. I'll just delete that. So the next thing that we want to do is go back to our HUD, and in the percentage underneath appearance we've got this bind key. So if we bind that, create binding, it'll take us to a graph. Now this graph is going to be get present 0. I'm just going to change that, rename it to health bar underscore PER for percent, so I know what it is if I ever need a call for it. So in here, again, this is something wrong with 8.5.1. If I want to get this function called cast too, but if I pull off from this one and type in cast, even if it's non-context sensitive, I'll not find it, which is quite annoying. There is a way around this though. If I right click and open space here and I type in character, I can get player character, and from this return value I can pull off a cast to my character. Okay, so then all I have to do is pull this in here and this in here. So now with this cast to my character, I can kind of find any expressions or functions or variables in here, and I can use them in this other blueprint, which is quite handy. So as my character, I'm going to pull out and I'm going to get current health, and then I'm going to pull out another one. I'm going to type in max, so I'm going to get max health. And what I want to do with these two, because my progress bar works on a 0 to 1 percentage, but my current health and max health work between 0 and 100, I want to get a value between 0 and 1. Okay, the best way to do that is to divide both of these. So if I pull out my current health and type in float, I've got a float slash float, which is a division. And what I want to do is I want to divide my current health by max health and plug it into return value. So if my current health is at 100 and it's divided by 100, it's going to come up as 1. If it's 70 and it's divided by 100, it's going to be 0.7. If it's 55 and divided by 100, it's going to be 0.55. So it should work out pretty well. Compile, save, and we can possibly test this out now. If I hit H, you can see my health bar is depleted. So, next part that we want to do is right click, and we're going to make a new blueprint, and we're going to choose actor. And I'm going to call this health pickup. Double click that. So in here we've got defaults components graph. We're going to go into our components to start off with. Click on scene root, and I'm just going to add in a static mesh. Okay, and I'm going to call this cross, because in my content browser I have imported in a cross. Okay, so when I have that component selected here, you can see that there's a slot for my static mesh, so I'm just going to drag and drop it into there, and that's it in my screen. Now the next thing I'm going to do, add a component, and I'm going to type in sphere, and add that in, and just expand it in this viewport. So this is what we're going to collide into, and when we do, it's going to make this disappear and set off another series of events where it's going to regenerate my health. So in my graph editor, I'm going to first of all right click on sphere over in this left hand corner, add event, and then it's going to be on component begin overlap. So I'm going to add that in. So what I'm going to do with this is the other actor is going to be my character. Now to get that again, I'm going to have to right click here and type in character, get player character, pull off from this cast to my character, and then I can delete this get player character. So this is going to plug in here, other actor is going to plug in here, and what we're going to do is, as my character, I'm going to call the function health regen, which is not appearing. So I'll just go back to my character, see if there's anything wrong. I might have to compile and save this. Oh, I noticed there I've named it incorrectly, so it's called Heath. I'll just go back in here and change that name. Back to my pickup, type in health. It's still not working. I might have to save it. Oh, there we go. So health regen. So basically what's going to happen is when I overlap with this, it's going to go to my character, okay, and it's going to call that function health regen. After that there, you might want to add in a bit of a flourish, such as maybe a particle effect. So I'm going to grab this off and type in particle, and it's going to spawn an emitter at location. So template, For now I might just get some, an explosion should be okay. Now it is going to ask for a location, so what I might do is get the location of my cross. So get that. For my cross I'll just type in location. I might have to right click here, just type in location. Get actor location. Actor is going to be the cross, so get, plug that in here. Oh, targets itself, so that's fine. I'll be able to return that value here. And then I might also play a sound, so I'll type in sound, so play sound attached. And I'll play an explosion. And then I will get destroy actor and target itself as well. And then we can save that. Just going to make sure I got everything in there. I believe I have. Might have to get a relative location instead for the cross. Yeah, so there's a get relative location, and I'll plug that into location here. For this here I'll type in sound again, and I'll play sound at location, and again I'll just use that location instead. I'll choose my explosion again though, and I'll plug that in here. So now hopefully that should all work. So here's my health pickup. I'll drop that in. Let's play from here. So I'll press H a few times just to deplete some energy. And watch for this. You can see my energy's gone up there. It has played the sound and it has exploded as well. Now we can add a few other things into this health pickup, such as a rotation. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click here, I'm going to type in tick. So this is an event tick. So this tick happens every frame, I believe, or it works in delta seconds. But what we want to do is we want to add in a rotation to this tick. So it's add actor local rotation. Target is going to be the cross, so I'll get that, put the cross into here. Or I don't think you need that actually. If I look at my previous one, no you don't. But what we're going to do is we're going to multiply this delta location. Now I only want to do it in the yaw, okay, the yaw value, but if I plug this in here it's going to do it for, well, it's not compatible at the moment. So what I want to do is I want to right click this here node, and I'm going to split the struct, okay, or the pin. So we've got our pitch, yaw and roll now, okay, as separate ones. The delta seconds is a relatively small number. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a float multiplied by float, and I'm going to multiply this by 100, and then I'm going to plug that into the yaw. So if I save that there, I can test this out by going into my components and pressing on the simulation. You can see it's rotating. Plus if I go into my game now, you also see it's rotating. Okay, so the one problem with this is that we haven't really used our max health, okay, to determine our current health to determine if we have gone past 100 or if we've gone below 100. So in reality, like, I could keep on getting hit by an enemy and go past 0, or I could regenerate my health past 100, and it wouldn't really display in my HUD. So what we want to do is we want to go back to our character, and we want to go into our health deplete. And what we're going to do in here is we're going to get our current health. Okay, so we're just going to get, and we're going to bring out a float from that. And if it's deplete, what you want to have is if this float is less than or equal to, and we've got 0, what we'll do is we'll take off from this node and we'll type in branch, okay, to get a true or false. So if this is true, at the meantime it's going to play out this current health, so it's actually going to keep on adding it in. What I'm going to do is hold down Alt on this set and put in a false. So if this is true, it's going to do nothing. If this is false, it's going to add more health onto it, or going to take more health off. We'll do the same in health regen. So what we want to do is we'll go to current health. We're going to get that, and we're going to say float. If this is greater or equal to 100, again, we're going to branch this off, plug this in. So if this is true, it's going to add more health, which we don't want. So Alt, click on true, and we're going to plug our false into this. Now we want to see if this is working. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my event graph, and I'm going to print off that string again. So when I press H, it's going to call my health deplete, but it's also going to print this string, which is going to be my current health. Then in my health pickup, before or after I destroy the actor, what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click here, I'm going to type in character, get player character. From this return value, I'm going to type in cast to my character. And from this here, I'm going to type in health, and I'm just going to get current health. And from this, I'm going to type in print. So it's going to print string, and that string is going to be my current health. And you can see it does this reconversion here automatically, which it did do in my character as well. So then all I have to do is plug this into print string, and this into destroy actor into cast, and then I'll compile, save, and do that with my character as well, and then I'll play from here. So now if I press H, my health should deplete, but it shouldn't go past 0. It should stay in 0 as it is. And if I do this again, play from here, so I'm at 95, it should go to 100, which it does, but it should stay at 100, it shouldn't go past that, which is great. So that's now totally working. What I want to do though is I want to delete these print strings. I don't need those anymore, so I'll go to my health pickup, delete that, and delete that. Then I compile and save both of them. So that's how you integrate a HUD into your game, plus make it interactive through the health pickup or taking damage.